But then his bosses said, "Oops, we only meant for that to apply to women." You'll also learn about the case of a state trooper who was refused the time off he was legally entitled to because, according to his boss, women are supposed to do the caregiving unless they are in a coma or dead. This isn't discrimination against men, it's discrimination against men and women. These one-size-fits-all presumptions take choices away. Moms end up doing more at home, dads do more at work, and the time warp of the American workplace remains alive and well. Often, moms don't even go back to work or don't get the chance to pursue professional opportunities because their husbands aren't allowed basic flexibility. In her book, Lean In, Women, Work, and the Will to Lead, which launched a movement, Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg calls on women to lean in, to press harder to break into leadership roles and build a fulfilling professional and personal life. When she and I sat down at her offices in Menlo Park, California, to speak for this book, we agreed. These structures must change so that men and women have the chance to be all in both at work and at home. The laws are really important, so we give equal maternity and paternity leave, she said of Facebook. It's time for corporate America to follow this and other examples. Time to honor the gender equality it professes to believe in. We talk a good game about family values in this country, but our laws, policies, and stigmas prove that we don't adequately value families. And you can't value families without valuing equally daughters and sons, mothers and fathers. As you'll see in this book, it isn't just good for families, it's good for business and critical for advancing the American economy. The World Economic Forum traces a relationship between gender equality and a strong economy, explaining, "Countries and companies can be competitive only if they develop, attract, and retain the best talent, both male and female." Coming up, you'll see my proposal for taking a big leap forward by lowering U.S. taxes. We can fix these problems plaguing our society. Through simple steps, we can create big solutions. As you'll see, my experience proves it. This requires men joining hands with women in the battle, something many women have been calling for. Why do we continue to focus on this as a women's issue when the evidence makes it so clear that it's shared by men? NYU sociologist Kathleen Gerson asked in a Bloomberg Businessweek article on the balance between work and home life. Writing on similar issues in the New Republic, Rebecca Traister argued that women must stop having these conversations amongst ourselves. Actress Emma Watson, known worldwide for having played Hermione in the Harry Potter films, took this same call and made it a global one. At the United Nations, she delivered an address announcing the program He for She, a solidarity movement for gender equality. She said, "How can we affect change in the world when only half of it is invited or feel welcome to participate in the conversation? Men, I would like to take this opportunity to extend your formal invitation. Gender equality is your issue too. Because to date, I've seen my father's role as a parent being valued less by society, despite my needing his presence as a child as much as my mother's. I've seen young men suffering from mental illness unable to ask for help for fear it would make them look less macho. I've seen men made fragile and insecure by a distorted sense of what constitutes male success. Men don't have the benefits of equality either. We don't often talk about men being imprisoned by gender stereotypes, but I can see that they are, and that when they are free, things will change for women as a natural consequence." That's where this book comes in. It's the result of more than 150 hours of interviews, in which men from all walks of life open up. They divulge their struggles to find balance and their thoughts on all the issues that play into the fight for gender equality: work, home, life, money, male privilege, female gatekeeping, and a lot more. If my kids are blessed to be fathers, I want them to have an easier time making the decision about whether to stay home or stay at work, says Chad Welch, a leader of the National At-Home Dad Network. I don't want them to have those